Hey everyone, welcome back. This is a detailed tutorial on how to draw this realistic eye from scratch. I'll show you the whole process and I'll explain the tools to use. I'm using a few different pencils here, but you can still do a great job with just an HB pencil if that's all you have. I'm starting by using HB pencil to sketch a circle. The diameter of this large circle is around 4.5 centimeters across. Now a smaller circle 1 centimeter in diameter, and a small line about 2 centimeters outside the big circle, and another similar one on the other side. This gives us the basic proportions. Now I'm sketching a curved line across the top. This is the top eyelid. Now another curved line above. Keep the lines quite light without pushing down too hard. Now I'm sketching a curved line below from the outer corner of the eye towards the inner corner, and another curved line just below it in parallel. Now another couple of curved lines across the top. These are the folds in the eyelid. Now I'm using a mono zero eraser to erase the lines we don't need, like parts of the iris which are hidden by the eyelid. You could use any eraser for this, but this one is useful as it's really thin. Now I'm using an HB pencil to darken the edge of the iris, drawing the lines a bit darker now. And darkening around the eyelid. And darkening the folds above the eye. I'm now using a sharp point on the HB pencil to draw some of the reflections in the eye. I'm just darkening the pupil a bit and adding a few more light details to the iris. I'm now using a sharp tip to the HB pencil to draw thin textural lines around the whole iris, pointing towards the center. Now I'm using a dry paintbrush to blend these lines a bit. This is a filbert style brush. This technique is great for subtle shading. Now a bit more darkening around the iris and adding more details. The iris is such a unique thing. Everyone's eyes are different. So try to enjoy the process of drawing these details for whatever eye you're drawing, or use your imagination. I'm now drawing a few details around the inner corner of the eye. Now I'm starting to shade around the eyelid, using a flat edge to the pencil tip, not a sharp edge. The flat edge helps keep a smooth texture. Now I'm using a B pencil to darken some of the details in the iris even more. When I want thin, sharp lines, I'm using the sharp edge of the pencil tip. But when I want a smoother texture, I'm turning the pencil around to use the flat bit of the tip, which has a larger surface area. Okay, now I'm using a paper blending stump to blend the texture of the iris more. And now 2B pencil to darken the details even more. I'm also drawing these sharp lines away from the edge of the pupil. I'm using a mono zero eraser to lighten some of these highlights in the reflection in the iris. This 6B black aquarelle pencil is great for getting a really dark pupil. It's the darkest part of the drawing, and this pencil gives you an even darker effect than the darkest shades of graphite pencil. Okay, now I'm using the sharp, fine edge of the mono zero eraser to create really fine lines in the iris. This enhances the contrast and helps give a really realistic effect. Keep blending the layers, adding more details and darkening the shading gradually. Now I'm using 4B pencil to darken the area at the top of the iris. I'm also adding some of the eyelash reflections. Now blending this area. Now I'm using the eraser to add the highlights around the bottom of the iris. These are really distinctive and help give a really realistic look in the eye. And some light shading with HB pencil. I'm now shading the white of the eye with HB pencil, then blending with a blending stump. This gives the effect of contour and roundness in the eye. I'm just shading around the edge of the eyelid too. I'm aiming for a really smooth texture, so I want to get rid of any grainy pencil texture. And then 4B pencil to darken even more. I'm using 2B pencil to draw small capillaries in the eye. Again, this gives a really realistic look. Then blending a bit. There's another bit of reflection in the iris here. Now I'm using the flat edge of the 2B pencil to shade this large area around the eye. Now blending with the dry brush, I'm also using tissue paper to blend the skin tone really smoothly. I'm continuing to add layers of shading, then blending each time to build up a really smooth texture. I'm using 4B now to add shading above the folds in the eyelid. I'm using 2B pencil now to sketch out some lines in the skin beneath the eye. And 4B to darken this area above the eye more. I'm also using the aquarelle pencil on the dark area at the top of the iris and for the reflection of the eyelashes. I'm just dabbing some random marks on the skin tone to create the look of light reflection. This gives the kind of sparkly look to the texture of the skin. And a few more textural lines with 4B, adding more shading around the eye. I'm continuing to add shading and highlights, creating a really deep contrast. I'm darkening the outlines of some of the highlights with 2B pencil. Now for the eyelashes. I'm using the 6B black aquarelle pencil. I'm using my whole arm to create confident, smooth strokes. It helps to think about exactly where you want each eyelash to end before you draw them. I recommend thinking about each stroke before you make it, as it's really hard to go back and erase once you've drawn these dark lines. Take your time and consider each line carefully. Keep the pencil sharp. It's good to think about how the lashes group together. They generally form these groups of several lashes together, and they go in different directions while going in broadly the same overall direction. There are gaps too, so avoid the temptation to fill all the space with lashes. I'm also drawing small bits of mascara which are stuck to the lashes. The bottom lashes are shorter and a bit more sparse. There are fewer of them. They often form these pointed groups of 2, 3, or maybe even 4 or more. I'm thinking about how much curve I want and where each line is going. Also, I'm thinking about how long it'll be, and then I'm making a confident stroke with the pencil, really committing to the action. For this drawing, I'm adding some patches of mascara on the skin around the lashes too. I'm also thickening some of the lashes and adding more little bits of mascara. As always, if you found this video helpful, feel free to leave a like and hit the subscribe button at the bottom right of the screen for more videos like this. Let me know in the comments below if you have any requests or ideas for other drawing tutorials. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.